There are a ton of bug out bag tutorials out there, and a lot of them are some really good seasoned military professionals and lifetime preppers. But that's just it. Bugging out is for the pros. And even for them, bugging out in an S hits the fan scenario could be extremely challenging. The lone wolf, I can survive off the land in the woods strategy is not realistic for most people. Sure, perhaps your favorite survival experts who are extremely experienced and practiced, they could survive off the land in the middle of the woods if the S hits the fan scenario happened. But even these experts will tell you that surviving in the woods during normal times is risky. But it's still much easier than trying the same thing when the entire country is in chaos. So given that, this is why I've ditched the idea of having a bug out bag for bugging out. Because I'm not a seasoned bushcrafter, or for that matter, even a seasoned recreational camper. I'm actually not too fond of camping. So how could I expect to grab my bag, lead my family into the woods, to live off the land for an undetermined amount of time? I wouldn't. What I'm saying is don't get hung up on thinking you need to bug out in the woods just because you have a bug out bag. There are many terms that people use for bug out bags. A few of them are 72-hour kit, a grab bag, a go bag, get out of dodge bag. I'm calling mine the point A to point B bag because that will cover what I have planned out as my contingency plan in a disaster situation, which I'll explain as we go. As with any bag you have, you need to have a plan. You need to figure out a few things before the S hits the fan for when you need to put your plan and gear to use. So I already talked about one's level of training. You'll need to assess yours and what you're comfortable with as an individual and if you have a family. You need to pre-plan. You need to do a risk evaluation and you need to know what is your goal. Well, for me, I've determined that bugging out to the woods isn't the goal for me and my family. When we talk about bugging out, what does that really mean? Well, for me and my pre-planned scenarios, it means that 1, I am forced to leave my house for any number of reasons. And for me and my family and where we live, the 2 main reasons would be a wildfire or an earthquake that takes down our home. Ideally, the plan is to bug in. Our homes are what we are most familiar with and comfortable in. This is where we have our supplies stored, so it makes sense to stay home at all costs unless you have no choice. Then that's why you need a bugging out plan, or in my case, as I previously mentioned, getting from point A to point B. With that scenario and where we have to leave our home for a safer location, we have a plan. We're not just getting in the car and driving anywhere, and we're definitely not heading to the woods. You need to have somewhere you can go, like a family member's home or even a hotel. All this needs to be thought out and discussed beforehand. Having a community is safer. What I mean by that is having a plan and people that you trust and who have also planned and prepared is your best bet for getting through tough and chaotic times. When you need to really hunker down and may have to protect yourself, your family, and your resources from being taken from you by force, you'll be better off being with a group. We have several travel destinations already planned out, and our intention is to drive there considering the roads are passable. That's why it's important to have several locations and routes pre-planned. Having all our gear and our kits loaded in the car is our best bet. If we needed to walk to a location and bug out along the way, then we have no choice. But we have the gear in our packs that we pre-planned based on the scenarios for the route to our point B. The second scenario would be where I'm away from my home, like for example I'm at work and I need to get from work to home or any of the pre-planned rally points, which Natalie and I went over in the Family Disaster Communication Plan video. If you haven't seen that video, definitely go check it out. So with those scenarios I just mentioned, this is why I always keep my bag in my car. Wherever my car is where I most likely am. Once you determine the reasons, the scenarios for why you might have to leave from one place or another, and you have a plan, whether it be like in my case to get to a certain point, bug out in a local park, or if you so desire, bugging out in the woods, you'll need to figure out what you will need and want for your bag. What's inside will be different for everyone based on your needs and goals. Your location will warrant what's inside. Do you live on the West Coast in the desert where it's hot? Do you live on the East Coast where it's cold and it snows? You need to determine that. You need to know your gear. Don't just buy gear and stick it in your bag and never look at it or take it out of the package and see how it works. Everything that you put in your bag, you need to know how to use it. So taking all that into consideration, you need to take some time to really pre-plan your bag. Don't think that when the S hits the fan, you're simply going to grab your brand new bug out bag and quietly walk into the woods. There are very few people who have the skills to survive in the wild. The best thing you can do for you and your family is to have a plan. Hey guys, I'm Scott.
And I'm Natalie.
And today we're going to go over what's in my not bug out bag.
What?
Yeah, it's not my bug out bag. It's the point-to-point bag. Now we're going to show you what's in this bag, the point-to-point bag. So here are some items that we are going to consider putting in the point-to-point bag. What do you think, Natalie? How are we going to fit all that in there?
Or not.
All right, guys, so there's quite a bit of stuff here, as you can see, and this is the bag that we will be packing everything into. So, like I mentioned, this is not my bug out bag, this is the point-to-point bag. And later on in the video, I'm going to show you exactly where we store this and how we use it. So basically what this is a modular pack. It's got different sections and packs on here. This is called the X-b.o.b. It's a modular X-b.o.b. What, you like that name? So this is specifically from Modern Combat. Jeff Anderson designed this bag, and I saw what he had and how we put it together, and I really liked it. I'll put the link below on how you can check out this bag for yourself if you're interested. Okay, so this backpack here has this extra pack that comes on the back. The backpack on the back. It's got two side packs on each side, and then these two pouches that wrap around the front when it's all hooked up. So these are accessible on your hip right in front. So what I liked about this pack here is it has a built-in water reserve and filtration system inside of it. Comes with this water bladder inside of it with a filter, personal water filter. So you always have fresh water going through here. And it comes out the back here with the clamp and the straw. Pretty handy, huh? So that is a cool feature that I liked about this. All right, so Natalie, we got all this stuff, and the idea was not to bug out, right? The idea is to get from point A to point B. So as I mentioned in the previous video, you need to consider your goal, have a plan, and what your scenarios would be. Like I said, if you're one that wants to camp out in the woods, more power to you, but that's not what we're doing. We're getting from here to there, or from there to here. All right, so with that in mind, what do you think of all this stuff here? Think it's all gonna fit?
No, how are you gonna fit this all in that? Like, what?
Hey, you never know when you need a bolt cutter.
This thing weighs as much as me.
Well,
this is like,
that's why I have you. You can carry that for me.
no, that's not happening.
Yes, so this definitely will not fit in any bag that I have, nor would I even want it to if it did, because this thing is like pretty hefty.
It's like 36 pounds.
But when you stick around to the end of the video, you're gonna see how I put everything together and where this bad boy is gonna go. So like I said before, you need to first have a plan. You wanna know where you're going, and you wanna know what you're gonna need for the scenarios that you may be in. Okay, so for my bag here, and for what I'm gonna need it for, let's figure out what we're gonna put in it. So we determined that big bad boy bolt cutter is not gonna go in there.
No.
We've got this. What is this?
This is heavy too. Are these bullets?
Ammo. If you have a firearm and you're allowed to carry in your state, then you might want to consider having ammo. So you need to be knowledgeable about the local laws and carrying in your state. So I want to have some ammo available. So I have a box here, which I could put in my bug out bag. It's kind of heavy. Or this whole big box is definitely not going to fit.
That's what I was talking about.
So this will go with the bolt cutters, right?
Yeah, because
All
we
right.
just get this.
So that's going with the bolt cutters. And I got the
This
box
is
of
a-
ammo here, a smaller box.
You don't need this.
All right.
Yay.
What do we got?
A knife.
Wait a minute. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, that's
You
not enough.
need
We've
that
got,
much.
we've got really here 4 knives, right? Do I need to put 4 knives in my bag?
No.
No, I don't need 4 knives. So a high quality fixed blade knife is good to have.
There.
This is a Mora knife, which I really like, fixed blade. It's got the serrated handle here, and it's got the metal back here. You can hook this on your belt or on your bag, on your MOLLE bag as well. So this is something I think we want to have. So I'm going to have this fixed blade knife and a good pocket knife. Pocket knife is good to have.
Oh God, he's gonna do the same.
So I always have one handy on my belt, and I have an extra one in my bag just in case. What about,
machete.
what's this?
Is that an axe?
This is a survival axe, which actually is multi-purpose. So it's got a nail puller, a hammer,
Crowbar.
it's an axe, it's got different gauges here to turn screws. It has a cutter in here. It has a glass breaker here and a razor blade in here. And it also has a
Oh my God.
saw. So this, I feel, could come in handy for several things in case I needed it.
I'm scared.
It serves as a tool for many functions. So I think I'll pack this one in there. It's a little bit heavy, but I think that'll take care of a bunch of things. Another item that serves multiple functions is a,
Whoa, pliers.
well, it's a utility tool. And it has
Pull out your teeth.
pliers, and it has knives and
why are there so many
can
knives?
openers and screwdriver,
A
a
ruler.
ruler, and a saw. So a multi-tool is something that could come in beneficial. What's this?
Pepper spray.
Pepper spray. This is gel pepper spray.
What?
And if you don't carry a firearm, you might want to consider having another source of protection like pepper spray. All right, here is a entrenching tool. This has a shovel, a axe,
Why do you have the one?
and a saw.
We already have like 30
But
saws.
we're not going to put this in the bag because I already have this tool that functions as everything. I don't think I'm going to need a shovel getting from point A to point B, and we don't live in the snow. I don't live in an area where it snows, where I have to dig my car out of it. So this is a cool tool to have. You might consider having it in yours if you want, but we're not going to have it in ours. Okay, so the next section we're going to get into is first aid, sanitation. All right, so you know what this is.
First aid
Get
kit.
rid of your shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you want to have a good quality first aid kit. That's important. You never know when you're going to need this stuff. Something that could really serve its purpose if you need it, not just a couple Band-Aids and a couple pieces of gauze. This thing is not going to go in a bag. So yeah, you want a quality first aid kit. This has everything that you would need, and it's even labeled. It tells you where everything is. All right, so it's got wound closures, cotton gauze swabs, iPads, skin cleaning wipes, hygiene, pressure bandage for wounds, sprains, snake bites, resuscitation, CPR kit. It's got a whistle. It has adhesives, dressings. It has scissors and tweezers. It's got everything you need. The only thing I'm gonna add is this Trauma Pack Quick Blood Clot. Say that 3 times real fast.
Trauma Pack Quick Clot. Trauma Pack Quick Clot.
Quick Clot Blood Clot. Those are going in. Okay? Okay.
Makeup bag.
So this is a makeup bag, a hanging bag, and
it's full of
it's full of some essentials that I definitely want to have. So I have some mints, I have some medicine, different medicines that I might use, lip balm, some powder, Tylenol,
stink bombs.
Tums.
Stink bombs.
Yeah, you know what? Stink bombs I heard are good to have. You know why?
Oh, because it scares people away, Dad.
Because if you're somewhere and you don't
I
want
want to use it.
people to be in your area, you can set these stink bombs off.
Can I use them?
But not in here, we're
Are
not.
they smelly?
Stinky. Some polysporin. I have some earplugs, hand sanitizer, And in here is
Pepto-Bismol.
some itch relief antibiotic cream, Pepto-Bismol,
They're actually
dental
mints.
floss,
They're actually mints. I did not think.
potassium iodine tablets. Hopefully you never have to use these. You know what these are for?
What?
Radiation blocking if there was a nuclear bomb that went off and you were outside. Take some of these. Also, I have a little medicine container here filled with
Vaseline? That's, wait, no, I know Vicks.
Vicks. So Vicks Vapor Rub, you can put it on your nose if you smell some bad things out there. Also, I have in here, look,
Q-tips.
Q-tips dipped in Vicks. You know what this can also do?
Put in your nostrils.
Well, you know what else it does?
Your ears.
You can light fire with it.
Oh.
So this,
in
you
your
can light.
nostrils.
You need to light a fire quick.
Oh, it does.
It burns. Okay, so having all this stuff in here in one place that I can just stick in the bag and have everything conveniently located instead of all this stuff flopping around in all different compartments is a good idea. All right, and I have some zip ties here as well. All right, so we got that, and that's gonna fit in the bag, and we will have a packing of the bag as well video, our next video. Okay, sunblock.
Do we need that?
It's good to have sunblock. Yeah, well, me, right?
Yeah, on your
My
head.
fair skin. I'd rather have this than burn.
No, you're sweating.
Okay, what's this?
A hygiene kit. for
Hygiene
men.
kit. So, toothpaste, Kleenex, toothbrush, cleansing towels, and I'm also packing my wet wipes. Never have enough wet wipes.
Yeah, you can.
All right, this is something that I want to put in a first aid kit.
Super glue.
Super glue. Why would I want super glue in my first aid kit?
Because you can super glue your cuts. Surprisingly.
I can use super glue for a cut if I needed to. You know what that is?
Moleskin.
Moleskin. What's moleskin for?
To put on your moles. I'm kidding. To put on your blisters so that they don't like rub against your shoes and yeah.
So if you get a blister, this will protect you, protect your blisters and make it bearable. So we don't need this whole big roll of moleskin. So what I'm going to do is I'm
If you
gonna
need it.
open it up and fold a few pieces and then just stick them in my
Can
kit
I do
here.
that right now?
All right, so the next section we're gonna go through is shelter and clothing. I have an extra set of clothes in my bag just in case, you never know. Especially if I'm at work and I'm coming home and I can't make it all the way in my car and I need to walk any certain part of the way. I'm not gonna be wanting to wear what I usually wear to work, which is a suit. That'd be pretty tough and suck walking in a suit. So I have a couple pairs of extra socks and an extra couple shirts and some pants, comfortable pants that I can walk in. All right. Also, a thin all-purpose weather jacket is good to have, which folds up really easily and is compact, so I have that as well. And a comfortable pair of shoes. So there's no way I can fit all this in my bag.
No.
No, but we'll show you a trick and how I am gonna make this work. Pair of leather gloves.
Those are not leather.
Leather palm, yeah, they are. You never know when you need to move something that's heavy or protect your hands. It's good to have a pair of gloves. So that's going in there. What's that?
This is a mosquito net for your whole tent, but we're not gonna camp in a tent, so we don't need this.
Nah, I don't think we need mosquito nets. We have insect repellent
I don't know where that went.
inside the kit, so I don't need a mosquito net. All right,
Bombs.
if we had to sleep out somewhere or in the car or out on the side of the
Poop bags.
road somewhere, no,
They look
it's
like
a
them.
little sleeping bag.
It looks like a poop
All right,
bag.
so having a
How
sleeping
does a
bag.
sleeping bag fit in that?
All right, also here, I have a rain poncho that will also serve as a tarp. So I could set this up across a couple trees or whatnot to have some shelter if I needed it. Paracord. Paracord serves many purposes. All right, and we have this Titan paracord, which is 620 pounds as opposed to the 550 regular paracord. A ball cap, good to have some head protection.
A scarf.
A SHEMAGH.
Oh.
This is a SHEMAGH, and basically you can use this for many things. You can use it as a blanket. You could use it as a sling. You can use it as a tourniquet if you needed to. You can use it as a headpiece. Wrap it around your head and your mouth to cover your face. You could use it as a cooling rag. Put water on it and wrap it around you to cool yourself off. So SHEMAGH has many purposes, and that can come in handy.
My minion goggles.
Eye protection. Good to have eye protection. Good to have that for debris. If there was an earthquake and a lot of debris and dust is in the air. And then having...
What is this? A mask?
It's an N95 mask. So having some filtered protection masks is a good idea to have in there as well. All right, duct tape. Gonna have duct tape in there. Duct tape can come in very handy for a lot of things. Taping up
someone.
Taping up someone, yeah. Here, put it on your mouth.
Okay.
You can use duct tape for repairing items, repairing clothing, repairing bags, repairing sleeping bags, taping things together that need to be taped together. But we don't want to put this whole big roll in there. So how do we have some duct tape but not this whole thing in the bag to cut down on space and weight? All right, so you can see duct tape is very strong and comes in a lot of purposes. So I'm not going to take this whole roll, like I said, is heavy. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do. We are going to take our water canteen container and wrap the duct tape around that.
Oh!
So you can just wrap the duct tape. So that's one way you can store duct tape, wrapping it around something that's a cylinder. You could even wrap it around something else like chapstick, something that's round. Whatever you want, you can wrap it around it. Now we're going to get into lighting. So you want to have some light sources. So one thing that I'm going to have is a headlight. All right. So, and you don't want to keep the batteries in it, like we've mentioned before. The batteries inside will just drain, and when you need them, they're not going to be any good. So have your batteries separate, and always have extra batteries with you. And look, it has a green light. So a green light is good at night. It's good to avoid detection instead of a bright white light, which can be seen far away. A green light cannot be seen that far. So you can avoid detection, and also it's good for seeing better at night through for distance and contrast. So there's more contrast. Hunters like to use green lights at night because the animals don't see it and they're not afraid of it. Okay, also having a good flashlight with extra batteries. So I'm gonna have that. Some glow sticks. Right? You like glow sticks. So having a couple sources of light is a good idea, and extra batteries. This is an emergency radio, and it operates off of solar, and it also has
a USB charger.
Yeah, USB charger. And
look at this. You go like that. Gives it battery.
Yeah, crank to charge it as well.
And then listen, watch the volume right here.
So we'll come down more into the 80s instead of the 90s in the hotter spots. 94 now in Van Nuys. 5-day forecast.
So you want to have AM radio where you can keep up on the events and the news and what's going on. You might want to consider bringing a couple pens and a notepad in case you need to write important things down or leave notes or whatnot. A lighter. This is electric Tesla lighter, and
it's like a little lightning bolt.
yeah, it's an arc lighter.
It's cool.
So I have that, and then a regular lighter.
So we have this lighter.
Never know when you might need to light a fire. Also, we have some waterproof matches. Just having a few different sources is a good idea. And then here's a magnesium fire starter. Most likely, I'm not going to be needing this, but it's small and I can keep it in my bag. It's not going to take up too much space. And the only reason I think I would really need to light a fire is if I had to camp out and if I had to spend the night somewhere and I needed a fire to cook my food and make my coffee.
Roast marshmallows.
So, got this little compact stove here and some trioxane tablets. These are fuel tablets that light easily and you can put them underneath this little stove and boil up water. We have our boiling cup. This is something I'm definitely packing. I think everyone should have one of these, especially if you live in an urban area like we do, and our point-to-points for us are through the city. And this is called a silcock. And what it does is it has different openings to turn water faucets on. So you know when you see a water spigot that has a handle on it, those spigots are throughout the city on buildings and they don't have handles on them. So if you needed water, you can use this to turn it on and get water. Talking about water, so we showed you I have that reservoir in the back of my backpack for holding water, so I can pour water in that, get fresh water and put it in there. Also have these filters, a live straw and this mini Sawyer filter, but I don't need this because I already have that one attached to my backpack. So this is a no-go for the bag, so we'll put that aside. And the live straw, it doesn't take up too much space, so it's convenient. I might just pack it in there. We'll see when we pack and how everything fits. Eating utensils.
Definitely does.
Yeah, a fork, a spoon, and a knife. So those can come in handy. I'm gonna have a few of these Mountain House food bags in my backpack in case I need to have some food, and I have my cooking supplies to be able to boil the water and my utensils, and I'm good to go. Food energy bars. I'm gonna have these packed in there. Natalie and I, we did the taste review on these, and I like them. They're good.
They're
and
nasty.
they take up very little space, and those are good to have. So I've got the SOS ration bars. They come in these bricks. Some Cliff bars. I'll have a few of these packed in there. Some granola. We have some granola. I like to have some gum to chew on, so I'll have that in there.
Best kind.
And
Sand.
coffee.
Coffee.
And have some coffee, instant coffee. Boil
Smells
up
good.
some good old cup of Joe. Some tea bags, so I can get my caffeine. Some emergency packed drinking water. So I can use this to fill up my reservoir in my bag. This fresh water, and then I can get other water as I go when I need it.
Yeah.
Since we're going through the city and not being out in the woods, having my handy dandy tool here, the silcock, I'll be able to get water pretty easily.
Solar charger to charge your phone.
Okay, solar charger. So I will have that in there. This is important. Money. You need to have cash on hand.
That's a lot.
And it should be in small
denominations, so 1s and 5s, and maybe have a couple other bills that are a little bit bigger just in case. So have some cash in a couple places. So I have some cash here in an envelope that I'm gonna put in my bag, and I have cash in my wallet as well that is always with me. A walking stick.
I love this thing.
Well, this will just attach right on the back of the bag. It's not gonna take up any space. And this kit here, here's a canteen, and the canteen supplies this, which is my NDC mask, nuclear, biological, chemical gas mask.
That's what they
with
wore
the filter.
Avatar.
So this is not going to fit in my bag, but along with the other items, I will show you where this will be. All right, so that was a lot to go through here. And in the next video, we're going to show you packing everything in.
If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below, and also click on the bell so that you're notified every time we post new videos.
So we'll be leaving a link below for the resource sheet of all the items that I have in my bag. Hey guys, I'm Scott.
And I'm Natalie.
And today, let's not do that. I really like this setup. I really like, it's called the b.o.b, and it's by, come on.
The X-Bob. That's such a weird name.
So the backpack, it's got your the backpack. Stop it! We're never gonna get done.
The backpack, it's the backpack.
All right.
Be right back. Oh, this smells like a marshmallow.
All right, duct tape. Boil me up a cup of joe.
Totally not gonna do that, but okay.